This is a quick overview of the AtomicViz extension for VS Code to create a graph of the files in your project. In the Explorer, choose one or more files, right-click, and choose AtomicViz Create Graph for selected files. You can zoom in and out using the trackpad or click and drag to move the graph around. At any time, right-click to fit the graph into the window again. The arrows show the incoming and outgoing function calls. To focus on a particular item, click on it. The green arrows show the incoming calls, the blue arrows show the outgoing calls. By default, the graph uses single selection, so clicking on another item will deselect the first. In this way, you can focus on specific items. If you want to select multiple items, you can either hold down the Shift key while clicking, or you can choose to use multi-selection, in which case every item will be selected and deselected as you click on it. By default, function calls are shown for all graph items. To see the function calls for just a specific item, click on that item. To clear the selection and see all of the function calls again, either click this icon to clear the selection or at any time hit the space bar. You can control the level of detail of the graph by expanding and collapsing items. Simply click the caret icon next to an item to expand or collapse it. Additionally, you can use the expand and collapse menus to quickly affect all items of a particular type. As an example, let's expand all classes. In addition to collapsing items, you can easily hide items that are not relevant to your scope of work. As an example, let's select a number of methods that we'd like to hide. Then click the button to hide the selected items. As you can see, some of the methods of class B are now hidden. To show those methods again, click the eye icon. In addition to showing function calls, you can show variable usage. Simply click the button and choose which variables to show. You can also choose to show a class inheritance diagram, and you can show interface usage. By default, the items in the graph are grouped by files and folders. You can change that in the grouping menu. You can group just by files, or you can choose not to group at all. When you're grouping by files or not grouping, you can create custom groups. To do that, select one or more items to group. In this case, I've selected class A and B. Let's create a group, type the name, and click the button to create the group. To continue this example, let's create another group with classes C and D. First, we need to clear the selection. Let's select classes D and C, create another group. Groups themselves can be grouped, so let's group G1 and G2 together, first clearing the selection with the space bar. Now we select the two groups, give a name to the outer group, create it. You can zoom to a group by clicking on its magnet icon. You can delete a group by clicking the trash icon. To temporarily narrow the focus of the graph and see the interactions for just a single item in the graph, use focus mode. Click on the item you're interested in, and then click on the icon for focus mode. Now, only calls to and from that item are included in the graph. To exit focus mode, click the button again. The graph will revert to its previous state. As another example of using focus mode, suppose we're interested in this particular method. We click on it, choose focus mode. We can see exactly what's called by that method and what it's calling. Save the graph in its current state to easily load it again later.